And joining me from Melbourne is Young Labor's Michael de Bruyn. Michael de Bruyn, many thanks for joining us here on ABC News 24. Young Labor, I believe, was backing the Prime Minister. Given that Kevin Rudd was more popular with voters, in whose interests was this win?
It's in the interest of the party. I mean, what we're seeing now is that we've got some stable and some finality on this issue. And I guess we can now move forward, and as Young Labor we can start selling the government's policies with young people, and they're the things that we want to do.
So you say it was in the interests of the party, presumably then not so much in the interest of voters?
I mean, it was in the interest of the party to be able to go forward and move on this issue. It's interesting you talk about the voters. I mean, I was out at an RMIT, which is a campus in Melbourne, at an O Week, and I was talking to a lot of young people there, and it seemed to be a very different view to what the media are portraying. And they were saying that they supported Julia and they were very interested in getting on and, I guess, clearing this issue out so they could start talking about the real issues that they think young people need to be talking about.
So what is your advice to the party to heal the wounds?
Look, I think that what we need to do is just, I guess, everyone can come together. Kevin's made a commitment that he wants to go and go back to his electorate in Griffith. The party can now move forward. She said she's impatient to get on with the job. I'm impatient to get out there and start selling the message. And we can start talking about the things we're doing for young people. I mean, we're about to lift the tax-free threshold from $6,000 to $18,000, which means young workers in Australia will be able to get more money for the hard work that they do.
Well, what do young people think about the factional system in Labor? This was something that Kevin Rudd, in a sense, was standing against. Then you get Mark Abbott, who says there's no such thing as a faceless man. What do young people think?
Look, I think that young people in Australia, they're not too concerned about the ins and outs of the ALP. They're concerned about the issues that affect them. And I guess the spectre that looms of a Tony Abbott-led government, where their rights at work will be attacked, where their university education will come under threat again. That we've seen the way that they moved away from HECS and started putting more full fee places in. So young people are concerned about those kinds of issues, not so much the factional stuff. And I think we've seen with the free vote and the open vote that happened at caucus today at 10 a.m. that is not really happening anymore.
Do you think it's realistic, though, for people who've just basically had a bloodbath to kiss and make up?
Yeah, look, I think that people can move forward on this. I mean, everyone is given a commitment. The party's bigger than one or two personalities, and I think that the commitment that all these MPs have given to the Australian people, they want to move forward and, I guess, start engaging in some real policy debate with Tony Abbott, as opposed to having this silly leadership tension that's been ravaging the party, sitting in the background just simmering and, I guess, blocking every opportunity we've had to try and sell the things we've done.
But isn't the leadership spill simply more fodder for Tony Abbott, again, which can disguise, which can cover up any policy discussion?
I mean, look, Tony Abbott will use it, but that's because Tony Abbott doesn't have a vision for Australia of his own. And it's interesting that he goes on about the Labor leadership when the bloke only survived his own leadership by one vote.
But it doesn't make for very interesting debate, does it?
I mean, yeah, I think that the political debate in Australia at the moment is not of the standard I would have expected, and I think that young people expect. I think they want to have a debate about issues, the things that affect them, how we can improve their lives, and stop talking about petty personal politics and, these sorts of things that I guess have been hemorrhaging, the Labor Party's been hemorrhaging on for the last 12 months. And I'm really, really hopeful we can go and push through this now.
I wonder, how do you view Mark Abbot's resignation? If the factions or the power brokers did nothing wrong, did he particularly need to go?
Well, I think he's made it pretty clear that he made the decision based on family issues and personal issues. He probably thought, we've made a decision now. We're moving on with Julia and the issue and governing. And he sort of, I guess, thought, well, why would I stick around? If he was having doubts in his mind, he's obviously been thinking about it for a while. Why would he stick around for 3 or 6 months when we can start making a clean break now? And he's obviously made that decision, and I guess we support him.